Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being, and sustainable development 2015 to 2030 as part of awareness and campaigns in commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 77 years of independence and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030 as part of awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Art, Sciences and Wellbeing. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः.
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's commemorations. Today, we are celebrating International Day commemorating the victims of acts of violence based on religion or beliefs. We see across the world, Hindus are minorities, and comparatively, when we take the total population of the world, the first largest people belonging to one religion is among the top most populated religions. That is, most of the people, majority of them are from Christianity. And second largest is Islam. And third largest is Hinduism. Most of the countries, except India, Hindus are minorities. Right? Generally, when we talk about minorities, there is a huge cry all over, even in media also, that minorities' rights are not protected. Minorities are not taken care of well. Minorities are not getting their employment. And minorities are not even being treated as human beings. And so on in various places across the globe. And there are also some places where they are provided with respectable livelihoods. So today, human rights related to freedom of religion or belief, even it's a constitutional right as well, to right to practice any religion. But it always comes with exceptions. Freedom of religion or belief, freedom of opinion and expression, the right to peaceful assembly, and the right to freedom of association are interdependent, interrelated. So upholding these rights plays an important role in the fight against all forms of intolerance and of discrimination based on religion or belief. The open, constructive, and respectful debate of ideas, as well as interreligious, interfaith, and intercultural dialogue, at the local, national, regional, and international levels can play a positive role in combating religious hatred, incitement, and violence. Furthermore, the exercise of the right to freedom of opinion and expression and full respect for the freedom to seek, receive, and impart information can play a positive role in strengthening democracy and combating religious intolerance. So, the open, constructive, and respectful debate of ideas, as well as interreligious, interfaith, and intercultural dialogue at the local, national, regional, and international levels can play a positive role in combating religious hatred, incitement, and violence. Further, the exercise of rights to freedom of opinion and expression and full respect for freedom to seek refuge, to receive and impart information can play a positive role in strengthening democracy and combating religious intolerance. Acts of violence based on religion or based. The open acts of violence based on religion or belief. They are continuing acts of intolerance and violence based on religion or belief against individuals, including against persons belonging to religious communities and religious minorities around the world, and the number and intensity of such incidents, which are often to control nature and may have international characteristics, are increasing. That is why the General Assembly adopted the resolution. So these are continuing acts of intolerance, violence based on religion and belief against individuals, against including against persons belonging to religious communities and religious minorities around the world, and the number of intensity of such incidents, which are often a criminal nature and may have international characteristics, are increasing. We can see recent Bangladesh issue where you can see how Hindus have been targeted. They have been killed, and all sorts of crimes were committed on them. The member, that is why General Assembly adopted the resolution A 73 by 296 titled International Commemorating the Victims of Acts of Violence based on religion and strongly advocated. General Assembly adopted the resolution 73 by 296 titled International Ceremony, the Victims of The member states reaffirmed their unequivocal consideration of all acts, methods, and practices of terrorist and violent extremism conducive terrorism, violent extremism, conducive to terrorism in its all forms and manifestations, whenever and by whomsoever committed, regardless of their motivation, and reiterated that terrorism and violent extremism, as and when conducive to terrorism in all its forms and manifestation, cannot and should not be associated with any religion, nationality, civilization, or ethnic group. The General Assembly decided to designate 22nd August as International Day commemorating victims of acts of violence based on religion or belief. This day comes right after the International Day of Remembrance and Tribute to the Victims of Tourism, 21st August. When we look at the background, the General Assembly, in its Resolution 73 by 296, designated 22 August on So, building bridges and across boundaries, World Interfaith Harmony Week was proclaimed by the General Assembly in Resolution 65 by 5, accepted. So, World Interfaith Harmony Week was proclaimed by the General Assembly in Resolution 65 by 5, adopted on 20th October 2010, recognizing the imperative need for dialogue among different faiths and religions to enhance around the world. Individuals and communities face violence based on religion or beliefs. We must urgently combat scourge governments and religions. Rituals take place in an effective process. Let's watch a short video.
There's a big Jewish population in Squirrel Hill, so it was easy for me to stay really close to my Jewish roots. I went to a Jewish preschool, a Jewish elementary school. I spent my summers at Jewish summer camp, so I'm on a Jewish swim team.
My kids were very close with the rabbi at Tree of Life, and Tree of Life was a home away from home for us in a lot of ways.
By the time I was 6 or 7 years old, I would run that Tree of Life and just do what I wanted. We felt safe.
We're under fire. He's got an automatic weapon. He's firing out of the front of the synagogue.
Media Wilkins, I have an officer shot in the hand.
3410, please send the medics up here. 7-1, clear the air. We have a surrender in progress. Suspects crawling out. Suspects talking about all these Jews need to die. We're still communicating with them.
A gunman opened fire on the Tree of Life synagogue, and he shot 11 congregants dead. I didn't really know how I was supposed to react or how I could react or what I should be doing.
I think of Tree of Life and what happened there daily still. It's part of my everyday existence, part of the fiber of who I am and who my family is.
Enough garlic on there?
Yeah.
I don't even see any.
Oh, there's plenty. Her brother?
I don't really remember those 2 days very much. All I remember is yelling at my mom a lot, or so she says. That I just got really mad at her for like everything she did was like wrong, like crying was wrong, calling my grandmother was wrong, like everything.
My children have all been scarred to different degrees, knowing people that were there, knowing where certain people were standing at the time that they were likely murdered. So not only am I dealing with my own feelings towards it, I'm working with 4 teenagers who are really struggling with, why do people hate us just because we're Jewish?
Everybody in our community has been affected in some way or another. I started going to therapy, and I've been diagnosed with PTSD, and I'm continuing to work through it. I was one of the younger kids on the bus, and this older kid gets up in the back of the bus and he was like, "Who on this bus is Jewish?" And another girl and we looked at each other, both Jewish, we're like, and she stood up and she goes, "Well, why do you want to know?" And he was like, "Because all of you deserve to be in a gas chamber." And she just sat down. And we drove home.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like our call to action is just like join the task force to do more.
Kaylee has an extreme fire in her belly for change, and it's really something that she was born with and something that inspires her from within.
I'm an activist because of the times we live in. I'm an activist because I simply cannot allow injustice to go unchallenged. I'm an activist because I can't unsee all of the damage that has happened and the lives. And here we are today, 6 months later, and 11 people in my community were murdered by the same.
To me, what happened at Tree of Life is split into two different categories, one of anti-Semitism and one of gun violence. And both are really strong, powerful issues that our country faces today.
The Holocaust did not start with the gas chambers. It started long before with hate speech. Therefore, we need today to be vigilant. We are seeing a rise of anti-Semitism around the world, and particularly in Europe, in the United States, everywhere. This rise of anti-Semitism we are witnessing is being accompanied, if I may say, with other forms of intolerance. We are seeing anti-Muslim hatred. We are seeing Christian minorities being targeted. We have to understand that your God is not better than my God. Your religion is not better than my religion.
One of the most special moments after the shooting was on the Friday night, which was the first Shabbat after. There were hundreds of people from local churches lining the street of the synagogue to pave our way in, and everyone was holding a candle, and the kids who were too young to be holding candles just stood there with hearts, and nobody spoke. Everyone had tears, and there was so much comfort because we were scared to go to synagogue. I will never be able to put into words how much that meant to me.
The Office of the Special Advisor on the Prevention of Genocide is engaging with tech companies, namely Facebook, to try to see how we can join this battle against those who are spreading hatred around the world.
Today is also commemorated as Folklore Day in Brazil, which is celebrated on August 22nd every year. This day is known as Dia do Folklore. The term folklore was coined on August 22, 1846, when William John Thomas combined the words folk and lore. Today is also commemorated as World Plant Milk Day on August 22nd. We celebrate World Plant Milk Day because whether you know it or not, plant milk is a on August 22nd, we celebrate World Plant Milk Day because whether you know it or not, plant milk is good, sustainable alternative dairy milk. World Plant Milk Day also reminds us that the drinking plant milk has other benefits. Plant-based milk is lactose-free and the best substitute for cow milk. World Milk Plant Milk Day was circulated and created in 2017. And the biggest reason to consume plant-based milk is that it is lactose-free, making it ideal for those who are lactose intolerant. Almond milk, soy milk, cashew milk, rice milk, hemp milk, and flax milk are some of the popular plant-based milk types easily available at most supermarkets these days. The production of any plant-based milk is cruelty-free, which is another latest concern. Today is also commemorated as Russian Flag Day in Russia. Today marks the anniversary of modern independent Russia after a failed coup by hardliners and disintegration of the Soviet Union. Those innocuous white, blue, and red stripes are symbols of country's national evolution, and through history, Russia goes all over every year and celebration the day with lectures, concerts, exhibitions, and state events, etc. Today is also commemorated as Rainbow Baby Day in US, which is celebrated annually on August 22nd. It is a day when families throughout the country commemorate the lives of their lost infants, which also celebrating motherhood. A rainbow baby is a child delivered to a family who has previously experienced stillbirth, miscarriage, the subsequent pregnancy, and cause intense anxiety, guilt, and even dread, as well as joy and healing. The name rainbow refers to the child's ability to bring optimism and relief after the emotional storm of previous loss. Today is also commemorated as National Tooth Fairy Day in US, which celebrates the excitement and the wonder of kids losing their teeth. That is National Tooth Fairy Day is a remember for our kids, young and old, to relive the fun of visits from the tooth fairy. When a newly lost tooth was exchanged for a surprise as they looked under the pillow in the morning. Today is also commemorated as Never Been Better Day in US. It gives us a perfect opportunity to enjoy and spread some bean wow with our canine companions and others by loving us unconditionally to being our listening ears and cuddle teddies. Our furry friends have always upheld their reputable position as man's best friend and are ready to be our lifelong companions. Registered therapy dogs like Bean share their wow at hospitals, schools, reading programs, behavioral therapy, group sessions, domestic violence, and homeless shelters, long-term care and Alzheimer's units, and anyone else who is in need of an emotional facelift. There is also commemorated as National Take Your Vet, take your cat to the vet day. Today is also commemorated as National Surgical Oncologist Day in US. celebrated on every year August 22 to celebrate and honor the doctors dedicating their lives and expertise to making the world a healthier place. They play a significant part in the helping many people stay around longer than nature and have any intent. So with this, we shall close today's commemorations. Thank you everyone for joining us. I think there are some technical glitches in between, so kindly bear with us. Thanks. So we request everyone to quickly fill the feedback form, which is raised in the form of polls before leaving the platform. So see you all tomorrow at the same time. Take care. Good night.